Hey everyone, welcome back to the IWP Network, or if it's your first time, welcome hanging out with us. Thank you so much for choosing this podcast, and feedback is always welcome. So make sure to check the links below for all social media links, audio and video versions of this show, and merch. We look forward to hearing from you and hearing that feedback, and enjoy the show. Ladies and let's hit record here. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are, Bangin Beers Podcast, episode 109, almost at 110. So we said for a while we're going to do bi-weekly, but we have a fridge full of beer. So we're going to go weekly for a little bit just to knock these beers down, and then we're going to reevaluate and go back to 2 weeks then. But we are back. We told you we will see you in 2 weeks. Surprise, here we are. We have some beers to drink. We have 4 beers from Rusty Rail, and we have 2 beers from first time on the show, Conyngham Brewing Company. No, I think we've had a Conyngham beer before.
I don't remember,
but Conyngham Brewing Company. We were supposed to be doing an episode on location there, but then pandemic happened, so it's still on the table. They said they're interested in having us. Speaking of that, let's just go for it, Pops. What do you think? Get a little jalapeno in us.
Go ahead, get it out of the way.
Go ahead. I'll let you crack it first. That's your type of beer right there.
Oh, yeah. Actually, this is one of my all-time favorites. I love this one.
Steven from the Beer You Are Boys hanging out with us in the chat. They just announced they'll be back next month. Coming back, getting back in the podcast world. Very excited to hear that. I love those guys to death. We're excited to see what you guys bring to the table. Hope everyone's doing well. We miss you guys, and we're excited for it. If you're watching live, make sure you hit that link below. Support us. Hit that share button. Let people know we exist, as well as check out the links below. Follow us on all social media. Getting really close to 1,000 followers on Instagram, which is very, very exciting. And the merch pages are completed. So if you want to get a T-shirt, we have them on TeePublic, as well as Teespring. The Teesprings are front and back shirts. You get a nice little thing print on the back as well as the front. And TeePublic is a little bit cheaper, but sometimes you pay for what you get. So we want to say thank you to our sponsor, Abaddon Tattoo Studio, a unique professional experience nestled in the small town of Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. They provide high-quality tattoos, piercings in a relaxed, professional, and sterile environment. And you can check out the links below for them in the description. I recommend heading over to their Instagram. They're all tagged, hyperlinked in their profile, so you can go through every single one of the artists' pages and see which one fits you. We do have some gift cards to give away possibly in the future. We're trying to spread them out. They gave us a few of them. We don't want to hit them all at one time. And we're going to be trying something new today, boys. I have some ad reads to go over. I don't want to play a clip on the show, stop the whole flow and hit a clip. So I'm just going to try to sneak them in. So if you're like, what is he doing? I'm trying to find a nice way to segue something in. So
we're doing a live read ad?
Trying to, yeah. Trying to make it sound organic. I have 2 podcasts from the same network I'm going to be plugging throughout the show. So that's a new thing I'm going to give a shot. So, Bob, what are we drinking today?
This is a Conyngham Brewery jalapeno lager.
And you said this is one of your favorite beers.
Yeah. Here we go. So this is considered a spiced or herbed beer. It is 4.4% from the Conyngham Brewing Company of Conyngham, Pennsylvania. If anyone's not familiar with that, it's not too far outside of Hazleton. Traditional American lager infused with jalapeno peppers. With its light body, low hops, and crisp taste, this lager makes a great session beer for those who don't mind a little heat. It has a powerful aroma of peppers, but only mild heat in the finish. Optionally, squeeze in a lime to reduce the spice and add further depth to the flavor. Flavor profile is spicy, light, peppery, heat, and strong.
All righty. Good segue there because I got the chance to share everything where I needed to share it. All right, I smell now. This is like a green pepper, right?
Yeah.
It's a jalapeno.
Yeah.
Yeah, the green. Yeah,
Jalapeno green.
I can smell colors. Is that weird? Like I can smell a
No.
pepper. I know what color of the pepper it is. I'm usually not a pepper beer fan.
I am not a pepper beer fan.
That's not bad at all.
No, I've had this once before, and oddly enough, I ordered it with hot wings. So there was no cooler.
You're a fucking asshole.
Well, I forgot I ordered them hot and not another way, and then I ordered my beer, and I'm like, oh fuck, like it was rough to get through, but I enjoyed both, but there was no
I will
no
say this:
calm from the heat.
the heat is very subtle. Maybe it'll kick in later, but it's a crispy, clean lager.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
is. It's crisp. It's clean. I'm not a huge.
You get an earthy taste, like the
it's-
pepper taste.
The pepper gives it an earthy taste. I'm not a huge jalapeno pepper fan, so the taste for me doesn't really. I don't really get it. The pepper is on the back end for me
Ooh,
and in the back of my throat.
Steve's got a jalapeno strawberry saison ready to share. It's a homebrew.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Nice.
let us know, man. We have we always have a chair for you.
I've tried this before. I didn't care for it then. I don't care for it now. But I will up the score from 2.5 to 2.75.
Okay. Conyngham Brewing Company. They have made 64 beers and they average a 3.57. One of my favorite beers they've made. They made it. It was at the movie theater bar, and then once it was there, it was gone. It was the Grape IPA.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It was. It tasted like you were drinking. Not grapes. It tasted like shit. I'm losing my grapefruit, like the grapefruit, and it was amazing. I drank so much of it.
The Cinema Draft House.
Yeah, no, the one that was with the movie, the Fractal Bar.
At the
Yeah.
mall.
All right, R.I.P. Jen's here. What's up, Jen? Honestly, so when I say this, it's not a knock because I enjoy this beer, but this tastes like if you took jalapenos and put it in a Yingling Flight.
Yeah.
Now, when I say that, it has a lot more flavor than Yingling Flight, and it doesn't have the Yingling taste. So I throw that away, right? So it doesn't taste like a Yingling Flight. But if you are a Yingling Flight fan, it has the same characteristics, the same body, the same lightness, mixed with jalapeno peppers.
Yeah.
I think that exactly. I think that this is a very tasty lager, but it's light bodied.
Yep.
And if it was heavier, it probably wouldn't work as good with the peppers.
Yeah.
But I love this. This is one of my favorites. Any place I go, if they have it on the menu, I get it. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, very impressed with this.
I don't know why jalapenos I just don't care for the jalapeno.
See, and that's another thing too. Like I'm goofy, I guess. I don't really think they're. To me, they're like bottom end hot peppers.
Yeah.
Like I can eat them like they're M&Ms. You
Yep.
know?
Yeah, I tell you, I did. He just asked me before the camera, so he goes, "Do you ever watch that Hot Ones where these guys eat the hot?" I'm like, "I did a podcast doing it." He goes, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it was horrible." But after that episode, I have a new appreciation for hot things. So like some things that are like hot now, I have a better gauge.
Yeah, I don't know if I can eat a wing with a hot sauce on it that reaches like 2 million.
I
Scoville.
ate. I don't know if you ever
think I
watch
can
Hot
do it.
Ones or what episode you watch, but there is a hot sauce that was on that show that was the second to last hot. But the only reason it wasn't the last because it wasn't made by them. So they have the last dab that they end with.
Yeah.
But they always say that the second and last one's hotter than the last dab. And the second and last one used to be called the one called the Chocolate Reaper.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's what I ate.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
Let me tell you something right now. I had no control over my tear ducts. I was just crying, like a funeral cry. Like
Yeah.
like someone in the family just died, bawling my eyes out, and I'm just looking at him like, this is not fun. Like I wanted to leave my body and go for a run.
Yeah.
Like I just wanted to leave everything that was going on.
I did, and for those of you who have ever been to Quaker Steak and Lube, I was at one, and I will swear up and down by this. They changed their recipe over the years.
They did.
I was a few years ago. I was out in Western PA, first time in. I said to the lady, their atomic hot sauce, I said, this is propaganda. It cannot be this hot. You're a chain. You're a chain.
After the man versus food thing, they lost some, so it became a thing, and they so many people won the challenge. They got sick of giving away free meals.
Yeah.
They changed the recipe. It's triple the strength of the original
No,
one now.
I did the one out in Western PA, and the lady, it was the thick brown sauce, and the lady says, "You eat this wing." The waitress said, "You eat this wing, you could take this bumper sticker home." Right? I didn't get
Fucking bumper sticker.
Yeah,
bumper sticker.
bumper sticker.
So I said, "This isn't that fucking hot." So I did one of these and I smelled it and I was like, "Oh, it smells hot." And I did the little taste, just the fingertip, and the tip of my tongue went numb. I'm there. Oh, it is gonna hurt. So I ate it. I couldn't talk for 20 minutes. I couldn't talk. It hurt to exhale. Inhaling was fine. Exhaling was a problem.
Yeah.
And then I finally was able to speak. And I was like, 20 minutes later, it was gone.
You know what we're gonna have to do soon,
Gone.
right? So if you guys like hot, here's what we're gonna. I'm gonna. I don't know if he's watching. If someone can tag in the comments, type Hotheads Hot Sauce at Hotheads Hot Sauce. Put it in the comments so he sees this.
I've had some of their stuff.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna invite Tim to the table.
And bring it in.
We're gonna order some wings.
Order some wings.
And we're gonna do a Bangin' Beers episode
All right.
with Tim and eat his hot sauce. And
But-
he's gonna bring a few of his bangers.
But to go, and I don't want to take up the show with hot wings and hot sauce, but a few years later, I'm up in Bloomsburg at the Quaker Steak and Lube, and a friend of mine was eating their atomic hot sauce, and I said, "Can I try one of those wings? I want to see if they're still hot." And they weren't. That was nowhere near what I had in Western PA. Like 5 years earlier, I'm like, they changed their recipe. Now you're saying they're hotter.
They're hotter than they were when Man versus Food did that. So
okay.
So
I didn't know Man versus
Man
Food.
versus Food did an episode there where Adam Richmond did that as the food, one of the food challenges.
Yeah.
And after he did that, it became a thing when it was on TV. And then they started losing the challenge so many times they got sick of giving away free meals, and they came out with a new recipe, and it's 3 times hotter than the original one was.
Shit.
Yeah. But I don't know if he still does, but I think Tim was making Tim's from Hothead was making beers at Veggie Hunter.
Oh, that's another great place.
Yeah. I think they use his peppers as well because he grows his own peppers.
Wow.
Yeah, Tim's an animal. All right, let's save the other Conyngham for the last one here. Let's get Crunch Bot because it's not super cold. So someone want to read this one off? Maybe not go pepper. I could probably get it ready here. Crunch Bot. Yo Bot. This is a School County beer. Is this the caramel peanut?
Yes.
Crunch Bot. Crunch Bot. Caramel peanut imperial brown ale. It's an 8% beer from Rusty Rail Brewing Company. It has 2 friend check-ins for me at a 425, 452 check-ins at 409. Did you get this at the cake stand?
Cake stand. Yes.
All right.
Bonnie
So
City.
I got all of the other beers on this show from the courthouse in Frackville. I'm not sure if they still have them, but that's where I got all these beers. This beer that we're drinking now is from the cake stand in Monty City. Fantastic people, love them to death. Rusty Rail Brewing Company, 109 beers. They average a 3.68. I'm a big fan of Rusty Rail. Hopefully in the near future we can get Rusty Rail, maybe somebody from the brewery to hang out with us and maybe come via Skype. But we're looking at for this beer a huge peanut and caramel aroma, sweet layers of caramel and vanilla, slightly boozy notes with a nutty finish. Basil, this coffee tastes like shit. It is
Spot on.
shit.
Flavor profile is spot on, especially when you drink it a little bit warmer. If you drink it ice cold, you lose some of the flavor profile. I had my first one last night. Having this today a little warmer.
Holy shit.
Brings out all of the flavor profile that you just talked about. This is really good.
This is liquid caramel popcorn. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it tastes like caramel popcorn, like peanut or the caramel popcorn, like peanut is definitely still in there, but
Yeah.
I get like that
yeah,
caramel
absolutely.
popcorn taste. That you have that aftertaste.
Yeah, a
that you
little
ca-
bit.
I think that's what they're calling the nutty finish, maybe.
Yeah.
Where you're getting the popcorn like elements in there.
Mhm.
Yep. The now I was getting more of a
Oh,
hazelnut.
there's some popcorn on there, right? That looks like
Yeah.
popcorn.
I was getting more of a hazelnut taste when it was real cold. It was coming
that's
through
it.
as a hazelnut taste, but
That's
now it's
To
more.
me,
of a-
that's definitely peanuts now.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Now it's more of a peanut buttery taste.
That's an interesting beer. That's
It
like
is
that's
pretty
like. All right, so the first one is like you're drinking a pepper, which I wouldn't drink. I don't like the taste of peppers, but I don't mind drinking it, which is strange. And this one is like caramel peanuts, but to me, I definitely, I don't want to say I don't taste peanut because I definitely taste peanut, but to me this tastes like you're drinking caramel popcorn. That's what I get.
There's definitely caramel underneath the peanut taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think that's the most caramel I ever got in any drink so far.
Quick, wait till you try this one.
Really? That's heavily caramel. Did we score the jalapeno?
I did.
I mean, did we say our scores?
No.
No, we didn't. Let's start with you. What did you score jalapeno?
375.
I'm right there with you.
I gave it a 4.
4.
I upped it to 275. I had it before. I gave it a 2.5. I upped it to 275. I mean, the flavor profile is spot on. I'm just not a jalapeno pepper fan. But it's light, crisp, peppery. It certainly meets the flavor profile. I'm just not a big jalapeno fan.
Yeah. Immediately following this episode, give us a couple minutes. What we're going to do, we're going to be recording the Patreon episode. It won't be live, but it'll be up. If you want to join our Patreon, it's $1 for a shout out and $5 for a shout out, and you get bonus content. We have a lot of content there so far. I think every podcast, for the most part, has 2 or 3 episodes on it, except interviews. We don't do anything for interviews. I'm trying to figure something out for that episode, but join the Patreon. It helps us grow. We have 7 awesome members that I'd like to show some love to. As I'm saying, I forgot I don't have it pulled up, so that helps. So we want to give some love to our Patreon subscribers. First one up is going to, and I read it as if you sign up. So Brad Zalonis, thank you so much for the $5 donation. PA Pile Driver for the 5. Higher in Other Words podcast for the $1. Jay for the $5. Austin for the $5. Jennifer Myers for the $60. She's a legend.
The rock star.
The rock star of the podcast. And Keith Skater for the $5 donation. Jen also did on top of her Patreon, did a tip on the page too, which is absolutely insane. So thank you guys so much. If you are inclined to do so, the $5 or $1 donations are always accepted. Help us grow. We're pretty much to the point where we have the equipment we need. There is something that I talked about a little bit on the other podcast. My next goal, I think I'm gonna do for income tax. It's a little expensive. It's like a 6 bills deal, but I want to get a digital drawing tablet. Now, he knows I enjoy drawing, but I stepped away from it for a while. I'm a pretty decent cartoonist and I can do more things, but I want to get better. I want to get better at art and drawing, and I want to use it to make logos. Obviously, I want to, because I enjoy the people art that they send us and that we use for logos, but I'm like, man, I can do some of this stuff. I just want to get better at it, and then I want to help other people. So if you're a podcast, if you're a professional wrestler, if you're a brewery, you're like, I have a cool idea for a logo. I want to take a crack at it. I want to get better at my art. So I'm going to use it to also maybe pump some new logos out for us too. So that's my next little goal. But that's not podcast money. That's my money. But but that's what I want to do for the show. But we have a lot of cool stuff. Our on location episode that we did last week, the video was there, but we had some issues with the video. I tried to use OBS Streamlabs. People who don't know what I'm talking about, you can just skip over this. But I tried to use OBS Streamlabs. It was glitchy. It messed up. So we do have a new setup that we're trying. We're going to be using a GoPro, and because the GoPro I can set up a certain way that I can record for long periods of time, because the camera we have is a DSLR camera and it only records for 30 minutes, and then someone has to get up and hit the button again. Too much work. So we have a new setup for on locations, a lot less to bring in, which is exciting because it sucks carrying all those bags in and out and breaking down the whole podcast setup. So we have some cool stuff that we're going to try when we go on location again. So that's really, really exciting. Also in the future, we're going to pick up Austin.
Yes.
We're going to grab Austin. He's relocating from San Diego to Virginia, and we're gonna fly. We're gonna fly to Colorado.
Fly to Denver. Drive to Camp Pendleton, pick them up, and then drive.
Wait, we're driving to from Denver to,
Well, yeah.
and then we're driving back to
and drive
Denver.
Back to Denver.
I didn't know that. That's a double trip there. It's a
Yeah.
double whammy.
Well, the drive to is just going to be just driving. We're going to drive, stay overnight, get up in the morning, and drive.
Okay.
And coming back is going to be all the sightseeing.
Oh, I gotcha. So along that stop, so it's for a weekend, for 2 weekends, there'll be no podcast because I won't be home. So we'll be taking a break for those 2 weeks while we go do this and bring Austin and help him relocate in Virginia. When he's home, he may hang out for a couple days.
Actually, if you time it right, you won't miss any.
Almost one weekend.
Because if we leave on a Thursday,
Yeah,
and we get back the following Thursday. So if
we'll
you
miss 1 week.
if you do a show, miss the show when you're traveling, and do a show when you get back, because you'll be back the weekend of Memorial.
We could pre-record something and put it up, but we'll just probably take the week off. I like going live. I don't like the pre-recorded stuff.
Yeah.
But while we're traveling, I'm gonna bring my stuff and we're gonna take some photos and record some stuff and experience some breweries. So be on the lookout. We're gonna go cross country brewery hunting, which is exciting.
We found them. We just have to make sure we can get there on time
Yeah.
without sacrificing the sightseeing.
You know what we should do? One of the breweries we should like reach out and be like, hey, we're a podcast that's traveling across the country.
You should reach out to Left Hand Stout.
And
Left Hand.
maybe
Brewery.
they'll let us come record an episode.
You should reach out to them ahead of time and say, we're going to be in the area on, this date. Can we stop in and maybe do a quick podcast? Because come hell or high water, if they're open, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, I only need the GoPro and the thing. We could do like, hey, can we get a table in the back so we're not bothering anybody and just let us set up our stuff?
Yeah.
They
Reach
probably
out
let
to
us.
Reach out to them. There's again, not to go off on a tangent, but the towns we're staying at on the way back have breweries in them.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of are they going to be open when we get there?
Yeah.
I don't know. But when we get back to Denver, we have that evening, or late afternoon, early evening set aside for just visiting breweries in Denver.
Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. So for that week, you'll see a lot of content coming up that week. So
Yeah, I picked out a few.
well, it won't be
breweries that
uploaded that week. We're not gonna upload it because I'm not bringing my computer.
Right. No, don't worry about
That'll
that.
be coming home, edit everything, fix everything, and then we have content to put out here and there.
Yeah, but I found at least 4 breweries in Denver that I think we would enjoy visiting,
Cool.
and then the coup de grace.
And we will. What I want to do is every time I'm on tap, we did it for our trip to Notre Dame. Like if we're in California, I want to say around us, what's a top rated beer, and then go find it, buy it, and then set it aside for us. So when we come back, like this is the top rated beer in each state we went through, like the number 1 beer in each state. I think that'd be fun too.
Cool.
We're gonna come back with a lot of beer. Dude, we're gonna have a suitcase full of beer.
We're gonna have a fucking suitcase full of beer.
We're gonna be like, can we check this? Or like, is there liquid? None.
We might have to buy extra clothes to wrap around the can so they don't rupture and shit. If I can put Fragile on the goddamn suitcase.
I'm so excited. And then Austin, he is on leave for a little bit there because of the move. So he'll probably hang out with us a little bit. So he may be joining us at the table. We may have to bust out the 6 mic and have Austin join us a couple episodes.
He'll be home for a week and a half.
And then he's stationed in Virginia, which is a quick drive, and we can see our
quick 6-hour drive versus
cross country.
And
there's a lot of good breweries in Virginia, so we're like, hey, Austin, we're coming out. Yeah. So it opens a lot of doors. Exciting. What does everyone think of Crutchbot? I love the name. It's the Yobot beer.
Yep. Yeah, I like it.
The Hobot News. Go support that guy. I'm giving this. I think I gave this a 3.75. I would have went higher. I didn't score it. I'll go 3.75. I'd go higher. The only reason I'm not going higher is I feel like this would be a tough drink for a full can. I'm glad I was a share can.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'd be able to drink a pint of this. It'd be a little too much for me.
I know I would.
Yeah.
I gave this one a 4 as well. I really enjoy that. I can't say anything bad about it.
I gave it a 3.75, and I can attest. I can drink a whole pint of it.
Yeah, it's delicious. It's really good.
It is good. This is one of those beers that just proves you need to let it warm up a bit to really enjoy all of the flavor profile.
All right, Bill.
I went with a 4.25.
4.25.
4.25.
Going up there, baby. Get it.
Just because of all the flavors are there. Everything they say is there. It's a solid one.
Yeah, it's definitely it. I agree with that 100%. So far, both flavor profiles were knocked out of the park when it came to these two beers. All right, the next one here. You scored?
Yeah, I gave
Okay.
it a 4. Yeah.
Luminous, the golden stout with white chocolate and macadamia. I've had this before. Let's see if my score changes. Before I gave it a 3. Had 15 friends checking in. They gave it a 398. 5,948 check-ins. Good God. 5,000 people. That's just this app. You know what I mean?
6,000. You're that close.
Yeah. 4, and it averages a 4. 402. Great beer. Flavor starts with white chocolate and malty sweetness, leading into a roasted coffee, cacao nuts, finishing with subtle nutty character. That's where I might have lost me with the coffee, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If you guys are in the chat, open up the chat. I know we lost Steve. He said that some people came over his house, so he had to bail on us. But if you're in the chat, say hi, say what's going on. If you guys are drinking on this Sunday, tell us what you're trying out. Bangin Beers Podcast, episode 109, Rusty Rail, Conyngham Brewing Company. What do we got here?
This is an awesome beer. I've had it.
It's a golden stout, right?
Before too,
Yeah, golden stout.
I will say,
Sorry, Bob. I always do that.
I know we've talked about Rusty Rails before. For the listeners out there, they're in
Right outside of Philly, right?
no, right outside of Lewisburg, Mifflinburg, PA.
Oh, okay.
yeah, you have to cross the Susquehanna.
I'm thinking
gotta
of
cross
who am I
the
thinking of?
Susquehanna.
In Philly.
Victory.
Victory.
They're in Downingtown, near Philly.
It's right outside of Philly.
Yeah.
But Rusty Rails is up in Mifflinburg, near Lewisburg rather. And if you get an opportunity, go up there, visit the brew pub and the brewery. They've got good food. The building is phenomenal. It is
Yeah,
a
I've been to
beautiful
too, yeah.
building. The interior is just phenomenal. Make a reservation because they do get busy.
Well, my goal is once we get back to bi-weekly and the weather clears up, so we're not getting hit with snow every weekend. Are we supposed to be getting snow again Monday?
I have no idea.
I heard we're getting
Either that or Tuesday and Wednesday.
I'm in a
or
different
something.
world.
we're supposed to be getting crushed this week again.
I'm in
With like another 13 inches or something like that. They're saying insane. But once the weather kind of calms down, hopefully the COVID calms down, more people get vaccinated, or enough people get vaccinated. We'll say, I'm not going to push it on you. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to. But and then things start to hopefully get back to normal. We take that bi-weekly off. Instead of us meeting at the table, we can be like, hey, let's meet up here, and we take a trip up to Rusty Rail, or we take a trip to Tattered Flag, or we take and then reserve a big table, not record, just go and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So that's something I want to start doing as well. So we're still together on a Sunday, but we're not behind the camera.
Right.
And this way we can go network and meet people and get the name out there and spread the good Lord's name of the Bangin Beer Podcast. Yeah. So my first sip with this Luminous is it tastes like a white chocolate or a frappuccino. Is that what it's not so much coffee, but it's more like a creamier, tastier version of a coffee.
Mhm.
I'm not a coffee drinker, so I don't know what they're called. Like a cappuccino or a frappuccino or
I just do regular coffee. So yeah, I'm in the dark there too. If it's coffee or it's frou-frou or
like it definitely tastes like coffee, but there's enough white chocolate and the macadamia and there's that vanilla and that cream that makes it bearable for me.
Yep.
I think I'm staying right at a 3. Like I said, if you're into that cappuccino taste, I think this is right up your alley. It's not bad at all. I think that white chocolate's very tasty. Yeah.
I've had it before. You're right. The coffee is, for me, the coffee taste is mild because of the macadamia and the white chocolate kind of mellows off the coffee taste.
Mhm.
But I love this beer. I gave it a 4.5 before, and give it a 4.5 again now.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I've had this at least twice before, and the other two, I think it's phenomenal. I gave it a 5.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I poured it in the jalapeno glass today, but I'm not going to let that alter my score. I'm staying with the 5. It's one of the best beers I've ever had.
We're savages here. We don't even clean the glasses. We just go for it. probably does a disservice to the beers, but
No.
that means we have to get up.
What
I
do
mean,
you-
you have
what'd you give it?
you're prepared. You have a little thermos full of water. You're a professional over there, not us. We're just fucking savages.
I rinsed, but I still got a little of the jalapeno
Yeah.
at the end of the.
Yeah, there's my jalapeno right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, jalapeno cappuccino.
Yeah, goes good with white chocolate and
Actually, it's not horrible.
No, yeah, it's not bad.
little jalapeno collaboration.
I don't know.
Conyngham
You
with
think about it, all the stouts with chocolate and hot peppers.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what do you give it?
I did a 3.25. It was good, but I'm usually not like big on stouts. Like I always think I will be, and I buy them and I like them, but then they're in my fridge for a while until I slowly work through them. Like
Yeah.
I open the fridge.
What is your favorite
like-
style of beer?
It depends. Probably like pilsners, lagers. I like IPAs and stuff, but usually when I take a
When
break off
you
of
get
that,
some
like,
good lagers in at the store, you just let me
I'm-
know. Pull them aside.
I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Because like not many people get them because I think people think lager and they think Yingling lager, especially around here. So they think it's a darker beer, but it's not. It's generally lighter because that's a dark brewed lager versus like lagers are normally cleaner, more crisp and clearer. But I think the growing up around the Yingling lager kind of has people thinking that that's what they're all supposed to.
The amber, yeah.
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 So for those who don't know, you work at the Craft House in Minersville.
Yes.
If you're listening to this and you're not in Pennsylvania, you're like, who cares? But we like to help our local listeners try to get more exposure to the. I mean, we are a podcast that anyone can listen to, but we are definitely honed in on our location, which is fine. We want to welcome in our local, but outside people can come in and experience this as well. I have a beer burp coming. There it goes. All right. But you guys are another huge supporters of the podcast. Haven't really met your owner yet, but the you guys get beers in. You let us know you're there, and you're kind of that bridge between us.
Yeah.
We do want to do something there soon. Maybe like one day, like in the back, you leave us a little table. And,
Yeah.
But record on location, that'd be fun. But you guys, just like the cake stand, two really big go-to places for us when it comes to getting beers in the area. So definitely, if you're listening to the show, the cake stand, if you're in the one side of the mountain, if you're on the other side, head over to the Craft House. Two huge places, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, you got the one in Schuylkill Haven, you got the one between Haven and Pottsville,
Yeah.
the Candle Place.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with business names. I know that what's the one that what's his name used to come. He used to work. He don't work there anymore though. The Beer Shack.
Yeah.
The Beer Shack, and they have the Candle Place. I forget what that one's called. But yeah, there's a lot of places to get craft beer. Oop, I forgot to turn off Facebook. There's a lot of great places to get beer in the area, and experience that. So, and like I said, that's one that we have a good time with. So you're pouring birthday suit.
The birthday suit.
No one
Correct.
put on their birthday suits right now because we're live on camera. We don't want to get banned.
That's for on the OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's for the Patreon. If you guys want to see some naked men. That's gonna be an episode. We're just gonna sit here and we're gonna do an entire episode with no pants on, but you'll never know.
The birthday suit, birthday cake inspired ale is a sweet, subtle malt flavor up front with a creamy mouthfeel and tons of vanilla on the finish. The flavor profile is vanilla, sweet, cake, lactose, and aromatic. 1,452 total check-ins, 997 monthly. I've got 1,261 check-ins of for everyone. 2 people checked this in. 2 friends of mine have checked it in. Bob and Sam, that's on my friends list. The average rating is 3.75 or 3.73.
That's the cool thing about the show too. You can follow us on Untapped. I'm Bangin Beers podcast, Anthony. I'm not sure if everyone wants to say their names out, but if you find yourself more leaning towards our views, like we're not beer snobs, we're not experts, we're not whatever the fancy name is for all that, but you can follow us on Untapped. And I know if you follow my name, I tag everyone every episode of every beer we try, so you can just find everyone that way. Bob's very active on Untapped. I have to post 5 podcasts on 4 different social media platforms, so I'm very active on that, but it's hard to keep up. I have 4 friend check-ins. Average of 275. Maybe it's too sweet. That's the only thing I'm thinking of. It may be a little sweet for
Yeah,
people.
maybe.
That's irony. When we finished at the Little Brown Bar last week, this was my after show drink with dinner.
Really?
Yeah.
The birthday suit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen. There's not a way I can segue.
You know,
into that.
we are a location.
Yeah, I
on
made it.
Untapped. Okay.
I went on Foursquare, and I
Yeah.
checked my house and as a location, and
Okay,
we're the
cool.
Bangin Beers podcast table.
Bangin Bears Cop podcast table in Frackville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for that, and as long as we're talking about Untapped, for any place that appears as a venue on Untapped, for anyone who didn't know that, they have a working agreement with Foursquare, and it actually has to exist as a venue in Foursquare to appear on Untapped.
Wow. Okay.
And that's another thing that I did is I got sick of going to places that didn't exist. And it's one of the few other things I do is I started a Foursquare account just so I could create venues
For people.
Untapped that don't either doesn't exist or like a bar that closed down and someone bought it and changed the name and now it's a new place, but people have to keep logging it under a name for something that hasn't been there for 5 years.
You're doing the Lord's work.
Yeah.
So that's every chance I get where I go to a situation like that, I go back to my Foursquare
Untapped should
account
just
and-
give you your account for free. They should give you your premium. You are literally the model citizen for the community on Untapped. Like honestly, you're like the Johnny Appleseed of the beer world.
Yeah.
I love it. But real quick, it seems like every day Netflix or someone like that is trying to come out with the latest true crime show. But if you like true crime packed with comedy, if you like your true crime packed with comedy and the occasional, more than occasional, off-topic banter, then check out Murder My Dude. Every episode, Murder My Dude takes a look at big true crime cases, the latest in crime news, and finishes off with everyone's favorite game, Who Died the Worst. It's a little game. I'm adding this little game. They put 3 deaths, and you pick which one you think would die the worst. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. They don't make jokes of people's deaths, obviously, but they make light. They're making light-hearted situations out of terrible situations. Find out more at projecthumanoid.com. Also, you can search for Murder My Dude on any podcast platform you're listening to, or you can search for Murder My Dude on your favorite social media platform or else. Favorite social media platform. Listen or else. Like I said, I'm a little rusty. I don't really brand new to the ad read game. I'll get better as we go. But if you want your ad read on the podcast, please send them over and I'll butcher them for the first couple weeks and then we'll figure them out. Especially on this show, a couple beers in. Like, wait till I read the next ad read. I'm going to be like, yeah. So, birthday suit. Let's get crazy here. You already read off the description, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, let me put my little clickers in here. So I got vanilla. Oop, I lost my favorite profile. Not bubblegum. Vanilla, sweet cake, lactose, or aromatic and vanilla. Let's see what we got. You want to go first? Did you already try it?
I did. I got to find mine. I forgot what I gave it. I gave it a 3.5. Flavor profile is, it's interesting. It's interesting. I can definitely pick up the vanilla, the cake. If you remember when we did the show with all the cereal beers,
Yeah.
breakfast cereal, it has that similar taste, like the milk. The lactose, I guess, is what's giving it that flavor, that milky cereal milk that we talked about. It has a very similar taste to that on the back end for me.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting the vanilla. I'm getting like a very heavy, like the icing taste. But also, be very, very. I want to put a disclaimer out there for me at least. We've just tried a jalapeno, a peanut butter caramel, a white chocolate stout. By the time I get to
fucking cake.
my taste buds are slowly getting beat the fuck up right now.
They're all over the place.
Like I did for last week. Again, I agree that the flavor profile is spot on. Initially, I get the vanilla right away. It fades out. I get a little bit of malty, and the cake it goes back to vanilla on the finish. But it's just a bit too sweet for me.
Yeah.
Maybe tone the lactose down a hair or two, but this is probably the lowest I ever rated a Rusty Rail. I gave it a 3.5. But again, that's well above average on a 5-point scale.
Mhm.
And that's my only knock on that is for me personally, it's just a hair too sweet.
Yeah, it's a little sweet, but I think it'd be a lot sweeter for me if I wasn't 3 deep already in insane flavor profiles.
This one's been all over the place as far as the flavor profiles go.
This is a very flavor intense episode. Yeah, if you're not someone who's like a beer drinker, I think all of these would be a fun one to try.
This one, when I had that on draft when we went to the brewery.
On draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave this one a 3.50. That's my score for birthday suit. I like it. I think out of all of them though, I will say this. I know I scored the other ones higher, but if there was a beer that I would be able to drink more of, like drink the entire pint of, I would probably go birthday suit first. I think also because it's an ale. Actually, I can drink an entire pint, like a pint glass full of the lager too, because it's a lager style. The stout would be tough for me, and the brown ale, just because it's so heavily with the peanut, it'd be tough to get a full. I don't have a peanut allergy, but when you drink something with that
with a
strong
lot
of
of
peanut, you're
peanut,
like, oh god, you know what I mean? Like, but no, I do enjoy this. Sometimes my scores don't always reflect what I think the beer of the night is.
Right.
I give them a score because I think they hit the flavor profiles they're supposed to be hitting. My beer of the night is what I'm going to drink all day long. But Bill, what do you got?
I also went 3.5, and it should realistically be in my wheelhouse. I always love things with vanilla and the lactose.
Yeah.
Get something with it, but I could probably have one full pint, but I couldn't see myself having it like all day.
Yeah, this would be a tough 4-pack.
But I think it will be interesting if you drank it slow to see if as it warmed, if you'd get more vanilla, more cake.
Yeah.
How the profile would change.
Mhm.
Like, because it's weird. Like a lot of them now with the flavors, like normally when you talk about letting them warm and change, you're thinking like stouts and porters, but now it's creeping into the IPAs and it's creeping into all the other styles now versus how it used to always
Be drinking
be.
cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jen Myers said I tried all 3 Jambas yesterday. They are really good. What are the 3 Jambas? Give us a little description. And then Zach says, "Where's Ben?" Ben, back in episode 100, he decided to take a little break from the show, step away for a little bit. Still buddies, still good, but he's working on some stuff. Yeah, I got some. I think he said he's trying to become a beer. What is the actual name? Not like a wine drinker, but
Yeah, but like the beer equivalent.
Consigliere or-
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Like the beer equivalent of a
he's gonna study the beer Kama Sutra.
Cicerone.
It's Cicerone, yeah. Shows how much we are in that wheelhouse, right?
Cicerone. That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where Ben is. Still buddy of the show, but he'll be on very soon. We're trying to work out some stuff with possibly having him back on for a Bangin' Beers Ben episode. We'll see how it goes. But Bob, what's your score on birthday suit?
I give that a 3.5. Again, like just a touch too sweet, but
Yeah.
I mean, like because I did this already.
Yeah.
but yeah, maybe trim the lactose back a bit, but yeah, it's solid.
Pops?
I gave it 3.5.
3.5?
It was interesting.
All right, we'll let you
Yep.
crack this one open while I pull it up here. What is this? The Karmic Energy?
Karmic Synergy.
All right, Karmic Synergy is a barrel aged golden ale caramel. Barrel aged golden ale with caramel. Malt caramel and sweetness with notes of oak and subtle vanilla undertones. 6 friends have checked us in at a 413 and 279 check-ins with a 376. It's an 8.5 ABV. Trying to read someone's here. Boozy malt sweet. I think it delivers as intended, not just not for me, and gave it a 3.5. That was one of my friends' check-ins here. See what we got. I'm not sure what I'm picking up on the nose. Like smelling it?
It's the caramel.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oop, I'm
Yeah.
making the buzz noise.
This is one we have down at the craft house, and every time I work, I walk past it and I make eye contact with the can, and I think, well, maybe I'll get that.
Wow.
But
I think. Have you taken a sip yet?
yeah,
I think you just made your reminder, right?
I think so.
Holy shit!
I'm gonna read what I put in when I had it the first time and see what you guys think about that. But holy cow, talk about heaven in my glass. This one sets the bar pretty high in my book. Very smooth with big caramel flavor, mild boozy and oak notes, write it out to the finish, or write it out underneath. Clean finish. This is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yep.
For this being a barrel aged, it's not what you normally
Like-
get with a barrel aged.
And then
No.
there's no hint of that ABV in there at all.
No.
No.
You know what I'm picking up? It's in the flavor profile of butterscotch, but I don't. It's not a butterscotch beer. I think it's the caramel with the barrel aged
Exactly.
that is giving the butterscotch taste, and that is just
That's exactly what I think too. It starts out clearly as caramel, and as it works its way down, it converts to that butterscotch. And I'm not a scientist, I'm not a brewer, but
Yeah.
that's my take on it too. I think that's what the barrel aging does to the caramel.
yeah. That
It's kind of like
This is
a
awesome.
slightly boozy version of a macadamia nut caramel cookie.
yeah. This
This is I got to tell you right now where my beer of the night's going.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
yeah. Wow.
That's insane. Usually when you get barrel aged, it's like you're taking a shot of whiskey while you're drinking.
Yeah.
What is that at 8.5?
Yeah. Or even on the nose, it's like a lot of whiskey on the nose normally, or like bourbon or whatever it's aged in. It's on the nose at least, but this even doesn't really have it.
Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but the barrel aging to me
I'm
tones
saving
down the sweetness as well. The sweetness of the caramel is toned down as well. So it's
Yeah.
not you see caramel on the label and you're thinking, shit, this is gonna be a real sweet beer. But then you taste it and it's sweet, don't get me wrong, but it's not that overpowering caramel sweetness. And I think the barrel aging settles that, calms it down.
Yeah.
You know, and it gives it again. I think the barrel aging gives it that butterscotch taste as
Unreal.
well. It's just,
I want to so work with Rusty Rail and do an episode because I just think they make insane beers.
Yeah.
That's when I had it the first time.
this would be an all
Oh,
dayer.
nice.
This
Yeah,
would be an all dayer if it was going to be a short day.
Yeah.
absolutely. So Jen says the 4-score Jamba she just got is raspberry cherry creamsicle, papaya banana soursop. I have no idea what that is.
I think we were over the whole soursop
Yeah.
thing on.
Cheese foot.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Berries and fluff, blackberry and blueberry. Raspberry was my favorite. Awesome. Papaya wasn't that great to me. Okay, interesting. Well, we are going to be here next Sunday. So Jen, I'm already saying now, Pops will not be here next Sunday. So this is your chair. You're here to join us next week. Jen will be with us for episode 110. 110. We're already 10 episodes past 100. Fucking nuts. A lot of beer, boys. It's a lot of beer. All right. I'm saving this glass. I'm not drinking it. I'm just kind of like slow burning it because I enjoy it so much. Let's get our last one out. Oh, did anyone score this? 4-5 for me.
I'm finishing up my comments. Don't let the caramel think this is over sweet. The barrel aging calms down the sweetness and it gives it a butterscotch flavor. It's awesome. I'm going to give this a 4.
You're torn on that 7.5, 4.5, aren't you?
I'm torn between 4.75 and 4.5. I'm going to go if I was paying for Untapped, I'd probably go 4.6, but I'm going to go the 4.5.
4.5.
4.5. This is an awesome beer.
Very good beer. This might be my favorite Rusty Rail beer.
I would say for me, it's between this and the Fool's Gold.
Man, that Fool's Gold is really
That's the
good,
peanut butter,
but it's-
right?
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
real sweet.
Peanut butter Hefeweizen.
Dude,
Yeah.
real quick though, like just a full shout out. Fucking Rusty Rail. If they say that's what's gonna say on the can, what it's gonna taste like, it's gonna fucking taste like it.
Yeah.
They're gonna hit it.
They've got some good beers up there. This is close to being one of the best ones I've ever
I
had.
think Rusty Rail, because they do so many experimental beers, like I can't even tell you off the top of my head what's their like staples.
The only ones we always have in stock are the Fool's Gold and Fog Monster.
Fog Monster, yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Dirt Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their now the
Dirt Wolf is Ben's Ben's
Wolf
Untapped.
King, Wolf King.
Wolf King. Yeah.
Wolf King.
Yeah, Dirt
Yeah,
Wolf is
and then they this year they came out with Dread Wolf, which is a barrel aged.
yeah.
They have a
Version of the
a
Wolf King.
pomegranate version of the Fog Monster too.
Yeah. They make good beer, man. They're good.
They do.
I think more people, I think if you they're one of those breweries that like people are like, what's your favorite brewery in Pennsylvania? And everyone starts rattling them off. I guarantee if you start like if you make a strong enough point, but like, why isn't Rusty Rail in there? And then you say, well, have you tried this? And they're like, I think you're right. I think they could be easily one of my favorite breweries.
I think with them it's that
Sour.
they don't have
big J.
one style that they're really good. Like a lot of them like pick one style and
Yes.
really like run with it.
Yeah.
Like New Trail.
Yeah.
They crush
yeah,
IPAs.
yeah.
Like hazy IPAs. And then like someone like a Rusty Rail who does everything, I think people forget how good they really are.
It's almost like you have to judge them on everything and not just like
The one style.
their
Yeah.
one style.
That's what I said. I think Rusty Rail, if someone makes a strong enough point, you could talk me into Rusty Rail being my favorite brewery. Realistically. Because a lot of them, like, they're so good, but you forget because there's like a lot of one-offs. Or like they do like insane flavor profiles, but you're like, oh my God, I did have that one by them and it was really good. Like they hit all the notes. They're a good brewery. They're good. Now, the last one of the day. This is the Conyngham Brewing Company Blackberry Rosemary Sour Ale.
After all that caramel, this is going to be like a shock to your system.
It is, man.
Yeah, Pop's over here might have a heart attack. Now we're going to get the defibrillators out. Whew. All right. Well, you already got your first sip, Pops. What do you think?
That is an interesting flavor profile. If you would have said to me that I would be drinking a blackberry rosemary alcoholic beverage, I would have said you were nuts. It's actually not a bad flavor mixture. It's a pretty good. It's a pretty nice flavor profile. The blackberry, the rosemary are definitely noticeable.
Not as sour as I thought it was going to be.
It's tart.
It's tart.
Even when you let it sit and get in underneath the tongue where those flavor receptors are for sour, it kind of gets your mouth watering. I like that. This is a good beer. This is a good ale, sour ale.
You know, this reminds me of the rosemary's strong in it, right?
It is,
But it reminds me if you took like a blackberry brandy shot, and but you don't have the liqueur taste.
Yeah.
This is good.
I think I had mine on I can't remember if it was Wednesday or Thursday. I stopped at the beer stop in West Hazelton on the way home from work, and I probably would have bought it anyways just because it was from Conyngham. But the blackberry rosemary struck me as just being such a bizarre combination. That's what motivated me to buy it. But I agree with your dad. The blackberry and the rosemary work together very well. Yeah. And I don't know about you, but like as I raise the glass to my face, I can actually smell the rosemary before I ever even taste it.
Yeah.
And but they work together phenomenal. It's good stuff. I like it.
Yeah. And when I went to the store at the courthouse in Frackville, I was like, oh man, where the hell like I looked I'm like, what are those tall skinny cans? I'm like, Conyngham Brewing Company, they're canning now? I didn't even know they were canning. So this is kind of exciting that now that I know they're canning. It's I don't know exactly where all you could buy it yet, but the fact that I walked in and see the Conyngham can, and real quick shout out, I mean, I've never seen this is the first time I've ever seen Conyngham canned.
Me too. Last week was the first time I ever saw them canned. I'm assuming that since he hasn't opened back up and he's relying on distribution, that this is a cost-saving effort as opposed to bottling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And to be honest, the cans kind of remind me of like seltzer cans or maybe like protein shakes.
Yeah.
Well, I know originally I think they wanted to can Flight in the thinner cans, but when all the seltzers exploded, they were buying all the slimmer cans, so they couldn't get any. So that's why.
Yeah. I will say this. I think your cans, Conyngham, are gorgeous. I think they're good cans. You got your logo on there. You got the two warships in the background. It puts your whole brewery's information on there. You got your ABV right on the can. You got your website in the bottom. they're nice cans. They're real nice cans. You know, the one thing that I will say that I'm a big fan of here, when it comes to the COVID, is the fact that more breweries had to jump to canning system. It just sucks as they had to do it. They lost an aluminum shortage as well.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good to know that these breweries now can, because once again, to take a drive out in Pennsylvania, everything's 20, 30, 40 minutes away, no matter where you are. And the fact that we can go to a place like the Cake Stand, the Craft House, the Courthouse, and get your cans now is really exciting. And it's good for your distribution people, because they're like, oh shit, now we can sell your stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But it also reaches out past Pennsylvania now, because we're getting a lot of breweries in PA that we couldn't before. Like, we're getting Great Notion from out in Oregon,
Mm-hmm.
and they're coming to PA. Like, we can get things in off of them. We can get things in off of
Yeah.
Tripping Animals now out of Florida. Like, my one friend, she lives in Florida, and I tried to get her to ship some up to me, but they were too far for her to get it. But now we can get it in PA.
Tripping Animals had a really good collaboration with EQ, right?
Yeah.
With Equilibrium. They had that with I forget which one it was. If Ben was here, he would know. I forget which one it was, but there was a really good collaboration that Tripping Animals did with them that was really hard to get. I believe we gave a can to the Beer You Are boys because they were really excited to try it too. It's like a cloud one or something.
I don't
So many beers.
because I know we just got them in last week.
Well, a lot of these outside breweries, like in New York and New Jersey, and
they're
and
all
these-
coming into here.
they
now
see that
because-
590 some breweries in Pennsylvania. The state likes to drink their beer. You know what I mean? Like, we like our craft beer here, so they're like, we need to tap into the Pennsylvania market.
Yeah,
and that's great for people like us. You know, we get to try more stuff. So this is our first in a while, first full PA episode. I'm gonna start off with you, Bill. Beer of the night. This might be a clean sweep, I think.
I think so too. I'm gonna go with
I'm second. Yeah, that's the clean sweep. The Karmic Synergy is going to be the clean sweep beer of the night.
Clean sweep.
Clean sweep. Number 2, I'm going to go to Bob. Luminous. Okay. Pops.
I'm going sour.
Wow, you picked a
I'm
sour.
going sour. I like that beer. I like that beer.
God damn. Bob's going to hate me for this, but I'm going to go jalapeno. I thought it was a good beer.
as number 2.
As number 2.
Number
Yeah.
2.
Bob's
Hey.
like, you son of a bitch, you took my third pick.
I
Jalapeno.
didn't vote for it.
Yeah. I will say this.
I probably would have later, but
Yeah. I will say this. Luminous was for having the coffee notes. I was still able to get down my whole glass, and I didn't hate it. I'll start here with number 3. I will go with Birthday Suit for me.
since I can't go for luminous again,
The sour.
Oh boy.
We'll go Bill, and we'll
All
make
right.
Pops be the
We'll go that.
deciding factor.
It's gonna be a 3-way tie, I think.
I'm gonna go with the sour.
I can't vote for the sour, so the sour's gonna win. Because I can't vote for it. That was my second choice. I would go luminous.
Yeah.
For my vote.
I will say this.
But
I mean, besides the Karmic Energy, any one of these beers could have been first, second, and third. They're all fantastic. There's
Yeah,
there's not one
yeah,
beer in this
there-
lineup that I was like,
no
exactly.
stinkers on the table.
Not at all.
yeah, they were all good.
all really
Wait,
good beers.
we might have
Oh,
a
yeah.
stinker.
No, we'll save that for Patreon.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be the
all right.
extra content.
When it comes to can art of the night, what are we going with?
I go with the same kind of way you think. What would I put on what would I wear on a t-shirt?
Yeah.
So for me, it's going to come down to either of the Conyngham cans because it's basically the same thing, and the Luminous because it's something that would look cool on a shirt without it being overly done. But for its simplistic nature, I would go with Conyngham.
I agree. I think I'm just happy to see them in cans. I think when it comes to what I like, also too, if I go to a brewery and I'm like, I'm going to buy your shirt. Now, if you have your one-off line, so I'm making this beer, it's a one-off, and I'm going to throw some t-shirts out for it. But then I see a t-shirt of your brewery's logo, and I'm like, man, that logo sold me. But your logo's also selling me because on the can of your shirt. I'm gonna agree. I think can art of the night. Now these are all good, right?
They are.
But
Yeah,
I
they are
I,
all good
I wouldn't
artwork.
I wouldn't. Maybe the only other one I would wear on a t-shirt is maybe Crunchbot, just because the robot looks cool. Looks like an Invader Zim type thing. Karmic Energy has the lotus flower, but I think overall, I think can art, and I'm gonna go with Conyngham as well.
I'm gonna hop on the bus for the exact same reason.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same. Like it's very simple. It's not flashy.
Yep.
They're
Yeah, I
Trying to
I
leave.
would wear that on a shirt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
and it's like they're trying to leave the products speak for it and not the artwork.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we get a lot of stuff in that the artwork on the can is really elaborate. Like, and then you buy it and the beer is good, but it's not like great.
Now, do I think when you come in and you look at all these cans and they're sitting on your shelf, I think your average consumer is not going to go for your Conyngham.
No, because they're gonna think it's like a cheap label. It's not flashy. It's
Yes.
not anything fancy. But when you leave, the beer speak for itself versus trying to draw people in. That's not saying that the artwork on all the Rusty Rails are great,
Yeah, they're fantastic.
and all the beers are great too. But it's just there are some breweries out there that put more effort into the art on the can than on what's in the can.
Yeah, they're definitely Rusty Rail is definitely not one of them. I just want to put that out too.
Yeah, I mean they got cool artwork.
And I think the Conyngham wins me too because I'm just happy to see Conyngham as canning.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. So we'll go beer name of the night. I'll vote first. Crunchbot. I mean, you're School County, the Yo-Butt state, the Yo-Butt County. I'm going Crunchbot. I think it's a fun name. Maybe if I was better looking and looked better in my birthday suit, I would have voted for it. But nobody wants to see me in my birthday suit. I feel bad enough my wife has to, you know?
beer name.
You need more time?
It's gonna come down to Crunchbot or birthday suit.
I do like Cosmic Energy, Karmic Energy. It's a very nice Zen spiritual name.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have theirs lined up? Well, but my Karmic, there you go. My Pop's thinking. Crunchbot gets another one. So either you go Crunchbot or you tie it with Karmic.
You know, let's have a duel champ.
All right. Karmic and Crunchbot are going to be your beer.
The other thing that I'll say about Rusty Rail is I do like that they hide their logo in all the cans.
Oh.
Almost like it's on every one.
Yep.
But it's just like
it's just hidden in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hidden in the background on
That's
every
cool.
one. Like it's there.
Are they by a
Yeah.
train station or is there a brewery an old train station? Like
It's an old wagon.
Yeah.
It's an old wagon factory.
Oh.
They used to make like the ice wagons and the milk wagons. It's an old wagon factory, and the owner, his grandfather worked for the factory, and then when they went out of business, it sat dormant, and him and his wife left the executive world and bought the building and remodeled it and made it into the brewery.
Nice.
Yeah, that's you really have to, if you have a chance, you really have to go out and see it. It's
Yeah.
really,
I think when we go back to bi-weekly, I think that's going to be a Sunday trip where we all go out.
I know oddly enough I wasn't there, but my dad was.
Yeah.
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 Real quick, our friends over at Murder My Dude have launched a brand new show that will be right up your alley if you're into the fan of useless trivia. If you want to learn about the history of everyday words and phrases, or you just want to hear two know-it-alls make themselves look foolish and hilarious in ways, if that sounds good to you, then check out Poddantic. It's a new show from Jackson Wells and BP Burke, who you are better known as Brian from Tornado Tag Podcast. If you want to check it out, look up Poddantic, and it's spelled Poddantic, wherever you get your podcasts. So that's their brand new show. They're going to be a bi-weekly show. 1 week going to be Murder My Dude, the other one going to be Poddantic. And that's going to be their new stuff. Bob, what do you got to plug?
today's plug.
Susquehanna Brewing Company. I thought you started a new job at UPS when you walked in.
Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it this year, but a Susquehanna visit is normally part of my birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, once we go bi-weekly, every week we'll try to figure something out. We'll get Mom's van and we'll load everybody up. Heidi will drive us.
Or
Okay.
or Jarrett to drive
Oh, the
us.
bus.
The
We'll
bus.
get the Jared bus.
The bus.
Yeah. Get a whole group of us. We'll get. I know Andy and Rich will be involved, and
Yeah.
we'll get. We'll start our own little private bus, and
Yeah.
then people will
There you
do.
go.
And that's how we'll slowly start it. But what do you got to plug?
Just shop local again, because either local beer distributors, try to go to the breweries if you can. Just because with everything going on, like I know every time you go, they're busy, but they're used to being busier. So just try to help all of those people out, all the restaurants, everyone that's just trying to fight to stay open during this.
Can I step back and
Yeah.
tag on to that?
Absolutely.
I don't know if anyone's familiar with the Georgetown Deli. I'd like to give a shout out to them too. If you're going up Wilkes-Barre Way on 309, that's where the Giant Cow is.
Okay. I'm not too familiar with it. I don't really. I rarely go up there.
The people that had the building before them ran a dairy operation out of there, and that's why the cow is there. The cow came with the building. They actually have a line of stouts named out. They call the cow Nina, and they have an agreement with. I'm going to forget the name of the brewery in Tunkhannock, Turkey Hill.
Okay.
And they make a series of stouts, all named after the cow. But phenomenal bottle shop. They have a small bar with 7 taps, and we used to go fairly regular, and took it off the route when they had to shut down for all the corona restrictions and everything. And I think it was 2 weeks ago. I said to Rosa, "We haven't been up there in so long. I'm going to see if they're open." And I looked on Untapped. I see people posting beers from there, so that tells me that they're eating, because you have to, So I think I'm going to have a Reuben like I used to do all the time, and we go up there, and the place is like a ghost town. I almost cried when I walked in the door.
No kidding.
Like a quarter of the stock is just, it's like bare shelves, and because of the restrictions on the seating capacity, they can't afford to operate as a deli like regular. So if you come in and you order food, it's a slice of pizza or hot dogs, and it's just sad to see it. People need to, and just like Bill said, that was a place that probably had 500 different kinds of beers on the wall any given day. It's really sad to see them in a state like that. Go out, spend a couple bucks, help them stay afloat. God bless. I can't wait for the day I can go back there and sit at the bar and have a Reuben like we used to in the old days.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've
it's
been
really
missing.
weird
is going to
saying-
support your local business. It's hard. It's hard. Really hard to.
And it's odd saying the old days, and it was like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago is the old days.
But it's really it's
sad.
affected places like that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like I said, I understand why the big chains are open, but man, you got to throw a bone to the small guys. They're trying hard. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like even like everything, a small scale stuff. People are trying their hardest to do it. Just it's not easy. Yeah, it sucks. What do you got?
Think spring biking season's going to start up again soon, thankfully, and we'll be out. I'll be out getting some biking done, and later on in the summer we'll be visiting different trails, which will lead to different places to eat and drink, which will lead to some new places and new beers to try.
Yeah. Just check out the IWEP network. Check out our links below. Help us. We're real close to 1,000 people on Instagram. If you want to help out, tag us on a post. Tell some people to follow us. Also, the community page. We're getting real close to 1,000 people, which is crazy. We're inviting people. So the Bangin Beers community page on Facebook is growing. If you're on there, please share some beer reviews. Go live, drink them, try them out. Let us know what you think. And just to tag on with them guys, go to your local distributor, your bars, your restaurants, and buy some beers. See if they have to goes and help them out. And huge thank you once again to the Little Brown Barrel. We plan on being back there very soon. The Sunday that we were going to do it, I realized I have something going on that Sunday. So there is one Sunday next month where we can't record, but hopefully we can do like we can add something for people. Maybe one time we'll put a Patreon episode on just to kind of let people know what they're getting on the Patreon. Just one time we'll do it. So that's what I'm kind of thinking we'll do is like let people know that we do have content over there. But we're gonna let you guys go. Here's some Faith in Exile. If you want, go try $5 get you an extra episode. So if you want to go check out the Patreon, go over and check it out. We're about to record it. I'm not even sure what beers we're doing. We're gonna look in the fridge and pull some out. I do know Natter Days light or a Natty Light pineapple. What is it?
Lemonade.
Pineapple lemonade is gonna be on the list. So check that out. Let us know what you think. No pops though. It'll just be us three trying some beers out. We'll see you guys soon.
Peace.
Here's some Faith in Exile.